Hello and welcome to another edition of Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman, and I'm joined by my usual cohorts, the Professor Russ Stevens, Uncle Joe McLaughlin, and he's JP's first son, Tim Hoey. Well, we have another great show for you tonight, so boys, let's get it started. We have to start with the Boston Celtics. I mean, look, it wasn't what I wanted or Joe wanted. It was what Russell wanted. Russell wanted a 5-game series so he could make sure to remind us that the playoff games aren't easy and that every team is good. And well, you got
this is really how you're going to start the show tonight.
This is how we're
really like that too, because that was an extra whole playoff game. You can sell it.
Wait! Conspiracy Joe has made an appearance.
Yes, I already floated that theory to Scotty earlier today.
The knives are out. The knives are out. All right.
I mean,
well, we always start.
No, but good for them. They stopped their foolishness and they went out, played some hard-nosed D in the next couple, and there they were.
Russell,
we didn't buy 22 every time.
You got what you wanted. You got the businessman.
I didn't want it. I just predicted it, Scotty. You're going to lose a game. So how many games did the series go?
5 games.
5. How many did they win?
4.
Okay, so that's 80%. That's basically they win 80% of their games in a playoff series. How many percent? What percentage of games did they win during the regular season? Basically 80%.
Right. No, exactly. No, I understand.
You're gonna lose a game. Sweeps are uncommon in the playoffs. That's why they're the playoffs.
Well, maybe with a team as bad as Miami, yeah.
Joe, I don't care. Go ahead,
they had the 3-point shooting night of historic, epic proportions.
Historic. Exactly. Historic, Timmy.
No,
I mean,
that's fine.
if a team goes out and shoots 54% from the line, from the 3-point line, could they have defended 20% better? Absolutely. Would they have still lost that game if the Heat shot 50% instead of 54? They would have. I'm sorry. They just shot like lights out.
No, I'm not here to litigate the game 2. I understand. I'm just saying you were right. I gave you your credit that you were right, that they did that. That we put
he did it in
a backhanded compliment.
It was a backhanded compliment.
They call that an Irish compliment.
Exactly.
That extra weight looks good on you. All that scalp showing on your head is very attractive now. You know what I mean?
It shows maturity.
Yeah. That Irish compliment.
That's all right. You know what? Scotty, I've been needling you ever since the end of game 2 when you called them a bunch of effing clowns. And every time the Celtics went up 20 or 30 the rest of the series, I would say, not bad, but for a bunch of clowns.
I know you have. I've been there for it. That's why I had to bring out Mac Jones call back last night just to bring you back to earth.
It was fair. It was good. It was good.
Fair got point. That one filed away.
Yes, he does.
Russell's got the sign him for 12 years thing stacked away, and Scotty's got them signed. Mac Jones is going to have a great year stacked away.
Yeah, bounce back year. It was a bounce back year.
I'll tell you. But we got to admit, hey, they did what they were supposed to do, right? They did what they were supposed to do. I what do they call it? Schadenfreude, when you bask in others' misery. So anytime we beat a city, I immediately look for sports columnists in that city, and Miami, they're like, oh, what do you want? We had nobody playing, I mean, of course, Boston, aren't you great? You beat a depleted Heat team. Aren't you super? Wait till you really get a test,
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Look, you can just win you play the games in front of you. This is the playoffs. Goodbye, Miami Heat. Joe, Miami Heat has our number defensively. They can handle us. This was pretty good the way the Celtics offensively flowed. I felt at times they did get lazy on defense, but otherwise, this was very impressive no matter who was playing for the Heat.
Oh, yeah, and the Celtics playing without Porzingis. That's why you played the regular season. The Celtics took care of business, and Miami further away, with the ant and the grasshopper. And now the Celtics have an easy path, even with the lack of Porzingis, where Miami could not overcome the lack of Jimmy Butler. and having a hot. They were going to have a hot. If they had gotten through this, they would have lost in the next round.
Timmy, if we're giving MVPs for the series, it's Derek White and Derek White.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's my new Marcus Smart. He's my new Binky. I just love the way he goes about business. You know what I mean? He just plays right. He acts right. You know, there was one time he had those 2 stuffs in a row 2 games ago, and the announcer said, you know, if Derek White is complaining, you have to pay attention because he never complains. You know?
Oh yeah, after the bad call by the non-call by the referee on the layup.
2 in a row. You know, he's just like he's the guy you want on your team. You know,
his basketball IQ, Russ, is so high. His compete level is so high. He took over these last 2 games. He just took over them.
Yeah, to see a guy who's basically egoless take over a basketball game, that doesn't happen that much. Typically, the guys who take over basketball games, like Anthony Edwards, you know, in years past, Kevin Durant, they have big egos. They're the number 1 guys on their team. And when you have like Derek White, who is 3rd or 4th option most nights, take over a game, it's just great to see. He's always in the right place. He plays hard. He plays smart. Just to Tim's point, you can't not love the guy, and you just want to see that kind of confidence continue through the playoffs, because when he shoots with confidence, it's unbelievable to watch.
And his teammates made sure he got the ball too in good spots.
Here's what I want to know. I want him in the conversation now for taking the last shot in games.
Yeah, it's never gonna
We've
happen.
all been on that
Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen,
bandwagon
I know, but
all year.
man,
Look at Joe Mazzulla.
I feel more confident him taking the shot than Tatum or Brown.
There's an unwritten rule in the
I
NBA.
know.
Your best player
Yeah,
has to
but-
have the ball at the end of the game.
Can I make a point though here? And
Sure.
this is something that I think, you know, I hope people recognize that, you know, one of the reasons why White has had so many nice looks, and he's had a few where he's had a hand in his face. I'm not, you know, he's created his own. He's gotten a lot of nice looks because
I
Tatum's
agree.
constantly drawing double teams. If you watch Tatum when he's got the ball coming over half court, he's dribble, and in years past he was dribbling trying to get his own shot. He's just waiting for that double to come. And once that double comes, that possession is over for the Celtics. White or Holiday or Brown is getting an open shot. So one of the reasons why White gets so many great shots is because of Jason Tatum.
Well, but to an extent now, Jason Tatum hasn't been getting any assists in these games, really. What do you have, 3 last game? But he is,
Yeah, but
if you look at it, I'm agreeing with you 100%, Russ.
Yeah, they're
He
hockey
should be
assists.
getting a hockey assist.
He's getting hockey assists. Like he's not making the pass to White, but the ball's going to somebody. They're
Going to
rotating. The ball
Brown
ends up
or
with
going
White.
to Al and then over to White.
I'm with you, Joe. Yeah, I'm with you, Joe. So I don't disagree with you, Timmy. I would actually like to see the ball go through Derek White in a final possession. Whether he takes the last shot or not, I don't really care. Just go through him.
Yeah, I want the
Your
ball
lips to
moving.
God's ears.
I don't want the 15 dribble step back 3 with 1.5 seconds.
We've been seeing that since Jason Tatum came in the league, Timmy.
It should go through Holiday or White. Should receive the pass in. Let them decide what the best course of action is. They're the best equipped to do it. If it's then Jason Tatum won't be double teamed or triple teamed like he is. He
guarantee you-
beautiful look.
2 games in the next series are going to come down to a last shot.
But you understand, it's not just the last shot of a game. It's the last shot of every quarter. It's 4 possessions a game that he's just horrible. It's the same thing that we've been seeing since he came into the league. And if you think this is going to change, Mazzulla in game 4 and Stan Burgundy, I know he had a tough series commentating, but when there was this marginal call that Tatum wanted to challenge in the first quarter, Mazzulla did that to kiss Tatum's ass. And it was pretty clear it wasn't going to be reversed. It's Tatum's team.
I no, hang on though. Like this is a system problem, right? This is a system problem. This isn't just Tatum or just Mazzulla. This kind of crap happened with Brad Stevens. It's not just Tatum can't just decide I'm going to do something that runs completely counter to the coach. He just can't.
It's
That's not
every
how it
team in
works.
the NBA just about.
But it's not how it works. If it like so, there has been some decision that by and large this franchise is fine with that. But like, why are we're sitting here? We're spending 5 minutes complaining about an end of the game, end of the
It
quarter,
might
end of the
not
game shot. I
happen.
know it's gonna. It may or may not happen. But like the fact of the matter is, Tatum, I thought he didn't have a great shooting series, but I think he played really well because he was freaking Derek White took 26 shots the other night.
Right.
He took 26 shots.
Tatum had a Larry Bird series. He did what was best for the team.
Exactly. Exactly.
Look, we're nitpicking right now because as you go along in the series, as you go along and the teams get better, you better tighten up the ship or you will lose. These will be close games, guys. Moving forward, these will be 1-2 possession games at the end that decide the series. So hopefully you're tightening up. I would also mention, hopefully they tighten up the free throw shooting. Jaylen Brown, Tatum was terrible free throw shooting. I don't know what happened with him this season.
What's new? No, Jalen's not a good free throw shooter.
No, Tatum.
Tatum.
Yeah, Tatum missed a bunch too.
But Jalen has the yips. Jalen has the yips, and
so why not put the kid that's 90% from free throws, Derek White, out there on the text?
No, but I'm saying, look, that's going to be part of the strategy. Defensive strategy for some of these teams at the end of these games, if they know that they could put Jalen on the line and he could possibly miss both. So would you give?
Wait, Scotty. On that note, do you have to take Brown out like with 15 seconds to go? From the
yes,
I mean because he might go to the line.
He's hit some. We remember the bad ones. He's also hit some big free throws in the course of his career.
I agree.
He just has. I don't think you take your second best player out of the game.
I know, right? But don't you remember an inordinate amount of important free throws that he's missed? I don't remember anyone else in that team missing that many important free throws.
No, they're a pretty good foul shooting team. Look, is it possible? Like if you're trying to protect a 3-point lead or whatever, and they're going to foul, do you bring someone else in? Maybe, but I wouldn't start taking Jaylen Brown out of the game with 4 minutes to go because of a threat of a foul, right?
Yeah, he's too important a defensive presence and as part of the offense as a whole, whether he gets fouled on moving the ball.
No, what I'm saying is like you have a 5-point lead with 45 seconds to go. And know that they have to foul. They have to foul somebody.
And you have the ball,
and they double cover everyone except for Jaylen Brown.
You may put Pritchard
on the inbounds pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Look, we talked about for many weeks we've talked about what player in the six, the big six, could you lose and be okay, possibly. We all said Al. Well, the second guy, if it was Al, the second guy was KP, I think. And it's pretty clear to me.
Because you have Al.
Yeah, because you have Al.
Right. Yeah. The choice has been made.
If you didn't have to lose Al, if you didn't lose second one,
and on another note, Scotty, they're very used to playing without Porzingis.
Yes, right. Great point, Timmy.
21-4 during the regular season.
Because he doesn't really help you out defensively too much, does he?
He's a good rim protector.
He's not a bad. I mean, he's a good rim protector. He played decent defense this year.
He wasn't bad.
He's not going to play perimeter defense. That's not his thing.
Right. But can we move forward and be successful without KP?
Sure.
Through this next series,
successful without Rob Williams last year, right? We had just Al and Cornette last year, and we were successful up until the Miami series. And almost pulled that one out.
We are better with him now.
Yeah,
without a doubt. But I think this team has managed without him before, and they know how to do it, and they know how to play cohesively without him. And I think they'll be fine. For now, they're not beating Denver without him.
We were here and we needed to get here, and he was one of those assets that was gonna get you there.
But is it? I mean, we knew this was going to happen, right? I mean, how much can you put KP on ice during the course of the season, and it still happened? And
why didn't they take him out though? He twisted his ankle about 3 possessions before. he passed the ball over to Jaylen Brown. And he should have come out then, and he was limping for 3 possessions before.
It was actually Joe. It was actually just one possession, and
was it? It seemed like
it was just up and back. And I don't. My guess is they weren't related because it's a. I don't know. He was barely running. Like I don't think it was like it wasn't a heavy compensation. If he had played 5 minutes on a bad ankle and then twisted,
was it
then
the same?
It's
the same.
Different leg.
It seemed like the opposite leg.
Left ankle.
It seemed like one of those injuries, like where your brake pads are low, and it was just a matter of time till it kind of got metal on metal there or something.
Will they put him on a time limit when he comes back?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean,
depends.
Yeah. I mean, you have the luxury of having Al, and Cornette played really well last night, and you still have Tillman. So I don't think I think. You probably don't want to play him more than 30 minutes. I don't know how much he was playing anyways, more than 30 minutes. So 25, 30 minutes, I'm not sure.
Okay, so
Russ, you were right on about that Tom Thibodeau. Do you see the game, the overtime game the other night? Played Josh Hart 53 minutes. That's all 48 plus the 5 in overtime. 53 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know how much that's coaching.
It's ridiculous.
That's not coaching at all.
Brunson, 51 minutes. 51 minutes.
Crazy. All right, Timmy, we're going to go around the room here. Who do you want to see the Celtics play in round 2, Orlando or Cleveland?
Well, I got to be honest. I don't know either team very well.
Well, the series is 3 games to 2 Cleveland.
What city do you like best then?
Cleveland.
Well, we know he likes Orlando better.
Yeah, you can go golfing. Yeah,
I have some good memories in Orlando. Cleveland seems to be the city of losers, except for LeBron's brief stay there, right? So they're destined to lose.
I saw you picking Cleveland, Russell.
Yeah.
I keep going back and forth. I lean towards I'd rather see Orlando just because they really can't shoot. I mean, they're just a team of horrible shooters. And so if the Celtics can score 105 points a game, which they should be able to, they should take that series pretty easily.
All right, based on what Russell just said, I switch my pick to Orlando.
It's funny. Go ahead,
not
Joe.
Clear.
Well, I agree with everything Russell says. That's what they're lacking, is someone who can shoot. But I fear them because they're young and physical and they're big. They're bigger
really
than us.
Yeah.
So I'd rather go play the much smaller backcourt of Cleveland. Anyway.
So if we get Orlando, do you think we're going to see a lot more Tillman?
You could, maybe.
Yeah. They're young, but like Russ says, they don't have any shooters. It depends on how the refs are calling it.
Well, it seems like a 3-point league now. It seems like a 3-point league now, right?
What's that?
You want Cleveland?
It seems like a 3-point league now. If they're playing old 70s basketball where everything goes down low, you only get two buckets per possession, right?
Yeah, but
the Celtics shooting threes all night. Just the statistics favor the Celtics in that category.
Orlando's played us very tough.
They have.
Very.
You're saying Cleveland, Scotty.
So
I mean, it may be one of those things where would you rather go 5 games with Orlando but kind of get the shit kicked out of you, or 6 games because Cleveland's likely to win 2 games. Yeah, I find it hard to believe we're going to beat Cleveland in 5.
They've got 2 serious shooters in Mitchell and Garland.
You can make the argument, Scotty, that you're right.
Yeah. Look, I just think that all I think about, and they're here, is Indiana and how Indiana started to make us look very old at times. They just seem to running us off.
Neither Cleveland or Orlando plays that run and gun game.
Yeah,
but Indiana
wants to outscore you 140 to 138.
No, but they're very young and they're very athletic. And, we are, our players, the holidays of the world are older. The Horford's. Cleveland looks like a perfect 2nd round team you beat. It's like, thank you very much. I don't know. So I want Cleveland. I've been rooting for Cleveland, been a very good series. All the series except for the Celtics have been excellent. So it's going to play tonight. And again, also be nice for it to go to Game 7, so we don't have to play till 2. Because as we say, Russell, right? All the rest of this kind of in these playoffs, any extra rest you can get down the road, that helps.
An extra burden on the other team at the same time is even better.
Yeah, absolutely. And more opportunity for some of the players to maybe, I don't know, pull a hamstring and be out for the series. None of that. No serious injuries, just injuries enough that they can't play against the Celtics. No problem with that. All right, we're going to go to the New England Patriots. Look, draft night. We were here live. Timmy, you missed it. Oh my God, what a show! We were here when Drake May changed the franchise forever. The savior has arrived. We didn't talk about the. Oh my God, it's not.
Talk about a little too high there.
Building up expectations. He's called the savior.
Should we extend them?
12 years at $360 million. My agent asked me, when isn't it a new month? I said, yes, it's Drake May month. That's what it is. It's forever.
May is now spelled with an E on the end.
Badum.
First of all, the rumors have come out. They were never going to trade this pick because nobody was offering them a bag anywhere close. Some of the
they were looking for a king's ransom, I heard.
But some of the deals I looked at, I was like, who would do that? That's ridiculous. Look, we have a cornerstone. Whether he's going to be good or not, we'll see. But we have a cornerstone. What do we do in the rest of the draft? We'll start with Joe, the draftnik. Do you like the wide receivers we took in Polk and Baker?
Yeah, it remains to be seen how this draft works out. I just thought they settled a little too much. They didn't go out and get the guy they wanted type. It wasn't that kind of draft for them. They just, whatever came their way, they were taken. I like the second wide receiver better than the first guy. Just sounds like a possession receiver. Keep it, a slot guy. The second guy, the Baker guy, he's interesting.
Yeah.
Got a bit of a mouth, got a bit of an attitude, but you never know. He averaged like 20 yards a catch, He had a whole mess of catches over 50 yards. He was one of those kind of guys.
Yeah, Timmy,
we need one of them kind of guys.
Yeah, Joe makes a nice point, Timmy. We need some personalities on the team.
Yeah, we need some stars, almost like some diva type receivers.
Yeah.
Well, that Baker guy thinks he's a diva, even though he left Alabama because their receivers were better.
Belichick was on somebody's podcast, McAfee's, he was really high on a particular receiver. And I wonder if every other team that was getting ready to pick a wide receiver, just put a line through the guy's name at that point.
Yeah, right.
When Belichick says he's the guy I'd pick,
Well, I think the Rams did, and McKay can make any receiver a good, a star.
That one guy that I think I mentioned, and Belichick was high on him.
Look what he did with Pua Nakua last year.
Russell, you like the wide receivers?
Yeah, I think as a tandem, I do. I'm really glad they did pick Baker because now they have you need a really good sort of, I don't know if he's a possession receiver, but you need a really good, solid, versatile receiver Polk is supposed to be. You need him, but you also need explosiveness. And they got a guy who can be more explosive. So I'm fine with the combination. If they had only taken Polk, I'd have been bummed, frankly.
You need that 12 yards over the middle guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we already have that in Pop Douglas, right? You can always use two of them. They need rest.
Yeah. Make them compete for the job, right?
It was nice because so many of the Patriots draftniks wanted Baker so bad. and they, you never would have sniffed Baker in the Belichick era,
but they all wanted Mitchell instead of Polk at the kid out of Texas, Donnie Mitchell.
But he slid big.
Everyone wanted him.
But he slid right. He slid big time.
You got May with this gigantic arm. You need a guy like Baker who can just fly down the sides, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
he's not a speedy guy, but he's a shifty guy.
He's not I thought he was like talked about like an over the shoulder kind of guy.
Yes, he is, but he's not. He doesn't have the top end speed a lot of the receivers have. I mean, it's a matter of 0.2 of a second
It's
slower,
it's how they play on the field. Russell, you wanted fat guys. You got more fat guys. Do you have enough fat guys?
No, feels like we're one tackle short, but
Yeah.
as I've sort of sat with it, if you're going into the year and you're planning to play Jacoby Brissett for 12 to 17 games, right? Then you're basically saying we're going to end up with a top 10 pick next year, probably. Like we're somewhere in there with a mediocre line and Jacoby Brissett and young receivers. We're looking at a top 10 pick. Then you go get your franchise left tackle in the next draft, right? Because they had to make a choice. You knew they were going to get the quarterback, but with that second round pick, you had to choose between wide receiver and tackle, and they chose wide receiver. Fine.
How if Brissett's on the Patriots this year, how many more wins would we have had?
This year? I don't know, maybe 2, maybe.
He didn't seem to draft for this year. None of these guys look like they're going to be difference makers this year.
Yeah, this is a
draft was for
rebuild.
2 or 3 years from now.
Exactly.
It could be that none of these guys even start.
Well, when you said today in a press conference he is going to play at right tackle.
Right tackle.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
But so, Timmy, you asked the question like, oh, if Brissett starts and you get better wide receiver play, they're going to win 8 games. Maybe, but their defense could actually get worse. I mean, it's possible their defense could get worse.
I mean, we went from a completely bottom of the barrel quarterbacking situation, and Brissett's a serviceable NFL quarterback. Yeah. But we went from like the dregs, the way below average quarterback.
Oh my God.
But the point Russ is making, Tim, is the defense wasn't addressed at all. So that might deteriorate. You don't get the good field position. So the offense is starting off worse. Mac inherited lots of good field position from that defense. Brissett or may not inherit that kind of thing. The defense might be taking a step back this year.
Well, defense played fantastic. I'm not overall for especially the way. Was forcing
how many possessions a game they had to do.
Oh my God! And then you look. The key is for the defenses for Judon and Gonzalez to come back too. And if those guys stay healthy, Russell, it should improve. It should improve. Absolutely. I mean, those are key guys.
Sure. I get it, but like who you're going to lose during the year? Like that defense was really, really good next year. Could they improve? Absolutely. Could they also get worse? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can assume they'll get better, or I think you say we have a good defense, but we don't know. I think they could easily. I think they're probably. What do you guys think? I think they're between 5 and 9 wins. That's the floor. That's the ceiling. That's my guess.
I'll go with 4 and 9. So, I'll drop the floor a little.
I'd have them about 7 or 8 wins at this point.
Yeah. So between that, in that range.
Just because Brissett's like I won't say he's serviceable.
Yeah, well,
he did well with the Colts. The Colts had a crappy team.
He'll run. He'll run. He'll get first downs on long. 3rd and 8. He'll leg it out and get you a first down and things like.
When you see these teams like the Bledsoe, the first year Bledsoe and second year, they tend to go 6 wins, and now we play 17 games, 6-7 wins, and then they try to compete for a wild card the second year, and then go for the division the third year. I mean, that's probably the process that they want. Obviously, like a Houston Texans, once they got their C.J. Stroud, they kind of expedited it a little bit. But this is kind of what we want.
So like when Bledsoe was here, it wasn't until the second half of that season where we saw confirmed improvement of that team. We saw They started poorly, but then it was how they finished. It's really about the second half of this season.
Yep.
You know,
You saw a lot of young guys developing too in that.
Yes, how the second half goes, how these guys are developing, learning, getting better. That's what I'm looking for this year.
Yeah. And then you'll see the wide receivers get better and better as the year goes on too. Look, it's exciting. I mean, and it all started with the quarterback. All right, this breaking news. They signed a field goal kicker today. So I think the Chad Ryland era ends after one season. But we thank Chad for missing those key field goals because he's the
And
reason
thanks Bill Belichick for drafting an effing kicker when the whatever
fourth round.
Fourth round.
Well, wait a minute. Let's hold the phone on
round.
that. Joe Ellie is being let go by who? The Jaguars? Not exactly a talent factory there.
No, but we don't look. I don't think. Could I?
He
agree?
must be pretty bad if he can't make the Jaguars.
Would you agree because we had the third pick in the draft that I know me personally, I've never been into the draft more than this year.
We're Jets
or
fans now. We're like Jets fans now. You know,
I mean, I was in tune, and then you realize also, guys, Bailey Zappi was a fourth round pick too. I mean, these fourth round picks, they say that's how you win championships is who you pick in the fourth and fifth round. And Belichick was picking Bailey Zappies and Chad Rylands.
Even the first round is a crapshoot. How many of those 6 quarterbacks taken in the first round do you think will become starting quarterbacks in the NFL 5 years from now?
3.
If it's 3,
Yeah.
Yeah.
At best, probably.
Yeah. Does Cole Strange get cut now that they get wrong?
No, I don't think so. No, I
Not
don't
with
think
that
so.
contract.
I actually
they
heard.
don't cut you for
Actually
3
heard
years.
Greg Bedard. Greg Bedard said something interesting this week because he said it when Strange was drafted. He wondered whether his best position might end up being center, and that because he was athletic enough and everything. So he was like, I wonder if if these other guys start to pan out, if the Patriots start to groom him to be Andrews' replacement.
Andrews has been making retirement noises. Everyone thought he was going to retire this year.
Yeah. He's got to be held together with glue and tape at this point.
Oh my God! Remember, he was undrafted. He was an undrafted free agent.
He's undersized. You know, going against behemoths every day. Right?
But
he helped. They usually scheme it so he's got a guard helping him out. If there's one of those mountain men, 350 pounders opposite him,
Well, the Patriots
are getting smaller.
Well, obviously we all follow Pat's captain Miguel. He does a great job there on Twitter. The Patriots, after Barmore's deal, and taking into account the rookies' contracts, will have about $44 million left. An opportunity to still make a big move if they want to. Will they do that, Russ?
If a team decides that they want to shake loose a wide receiver or maybe a cornerback, somebody who's got who's got a healthy salary, and the Patriots are sitting there saying, welcome you into our cap space and we'll give you a 6th round pick for him. Why not? That would be a great use of money. But Joe, I think they can flip some of this over. Like if they can,
yes,
it's not like this goes away, right?
Like you can carry 10 of it over. But when Miguel says there's 44 million cap space, say 88. Double whatever he says, because you just rejigger a few contracts, make things into signing bonuses, and voila, you've got double what Miguel says. Miguel takes the absolute most conservative possible line with that cap.
He does a great job.
Will Kraft open the checkbook, or is he going to have it?
Not likely. He never has.
You know what I mean? Yeah. He always blamed that on Belichick. I mean,
am I missing something on all the talk about the Judon extension? Why would they extend him? I think the jury's out whether I still even want him on the team anymore. He's so injury prone.
Well, Scotty, he'd be very convenient to rejig, like I was just saying, rejigger the cap with, convert lots of his salary into a signing bonus, and you can extend him for another 20 years. Doesn't mean you're going to be. He can be cut after 2 years and you don't pay him a nickel.
And the Barmore the extension, great move.
Well, and that was guaranteed 90% of it. Like 80 million was guaranteed.
Yeah. Russell Barmore deal. It's what we all wanted.
It's great. Yeah. I think they did a really good job at identifying the guys on the team they wanted to retain and giving them fair contracts to retain them. That's just good business.
Oh, and you too. He was also extended a little earlier.
Well, Timmy, the perception of the Patriots, how much has it changed in a week?
I don't think a lot. You
don't
know,
think Drake May changes the fans' perception about how this team
there's been so many failures. I think there's been so many failures with these high court, and this is my opinion. It's so many of these high drafted quarterbacks have failed the last few years, have utterly failed. I think the jury's out on all of them right now. It used to be, when you saw a Bledsoe get drafted or a John Elway get drafted, you knew your franchise was gonna get better. You know what I mean? I mean, other than this kid, where is he down at Jacksonville? I mean, the Wonder Boy, my kid there.
And they almost didn't pick up his option. They made him wait till the last day.
All right. So what new quarterback? I mean, like the ones who hit a Brock Purdy. What was he, Mr. Irrelevant, right?
Last guy.
How's the kid down in Houston? Was it Houston who's doing great, right?
He was
what
the
round
second.
was
he was the second overall
pick
pick in the first round.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's not like it used to be. Like you knew like the first three quarterbacks picked were going to be stars. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore.
You have to do it. I mean, if you have the opportunity.
You have to do it.
They just get overdrafted. That's all, because it's such an important position.
Yeah. All right, we'll have plenty of Patriots talk as we move on. Boston Red Sox have had a good week. Have to give it to them. 4-2 homestand, competitive, injuries up the yin yang, but yet they continue to bounce back. My great friend, who I had a nice talk with yesterday, manager Alex Cora, has done a fantastic job.
Who you have supported over the years.
Absolutely. Timmy,
I mean, it's just beneath contempt what's going on here. It's just so wrong on so many levels.
So I said to Al, and that's his close friend Al. I didn't know if you guys even know that, but I said, Al, great job, keep it up. But if you could possibly call Timmy,
Did you go over and bang a trash can twice?
I said, can you call Tim Hoey? He goes, well, is he very sick? No, I said, he's quite healthy. Could you call Tim Hoey and convince him to jump back on the bandwagon? Long-time season ticket holder. So if the phone rings and it's Cora, please answer, Timmy. Timmy, are you on the bandwagon at 18 and 14?
Scotty, a year ago, if you had a shank on you, they would have been calling an ambulance. There would have been a pool of blood on the sidewalk on Yawkey Way, right? Now you're taking smiling pictures with him.
You see us big smile.
You lived in LA way too long, Scotty. That's all I'll say. All right.
He kissed him on each cheek too when he met.
Can I get a picture with you? Big smile.
Al.
Speechless.
Al, can you get a picture with you? Look, 18 and 14. You have to give the Old Town team some credit, don't you, Russ?
I mean, you got to give the manager credit, right? Yeah. I mean, you just got to give the manager credit for 18 and 14.
He's doing a hell of a job teaching them defensive technique and base running technique. And
oh, come on!
Well, you should see the lineups they're putting out there. I was saying to Scotty today, I'm used to looking at the visiting team and not knowing half the lineup. Don't know half these guys. But today I'm looking over at the Red Sox lineup and I don't know half these guys, these Coopers and Zach Smith.
Dominic Smith was playing for what, Durham or Buffalo in the morning?
I don't follow Durham.
And he was starting for the Red Sox yesterday in the evening. That's what we've become.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, I mean,
I didn't know the second baseman, the first baseman. Yeah, I mean, nobody.
Oh, but this was just breaking news from the
Yet we have the highest prices in the league.
this breaking news from the Grandstanders live desk: Bobby Dahlbeck sent down to Worcester.
Not DFA'd?
No, sent down, hopefully forever. And Bobby Dahlbeck finally, and he wasn't the first one to go. They had to get rid of Pablo Reyes and Valdez before they would send down Dahlbeck. Russell, is this the? I mean, what
No.
what are we supposed to be thinking right now on May 2nd about this team?
Well, I mean, look, if you say what's the most likely thing to happen, is their pitching is not going to be able to keep this up. I mean, their starting pitching it's like Derek White, shooting threes like is it on a heater of all time, right? And it's just they're not going to have this kind of ERA. So the question will be, can their offense come up while their pitching inevitably regresses? And if it doesn't, then we're going to lose a lot of games. We're going to lose a lot of games.
Joe, you're excited.
But I'll tell you that Bailey deserves coach of the year right now for what he's done with that pitching staff.
But Joe, you're excited to see Vaughn Grissom if he ever gets over his boo-boos and his coughs and his sneeze.
I'd like to see regular players at the infield positions. I think the outfield's in pretty good shape. They've got 3 or 4 guys that can regularly contribute, even 5 if you go to Ref Snyder. 5 guys that, but the infield is just, who knows? I'd like to see it, stabilized at least.
But Timmy, it's gonna be fun tomorrow to see.
Where are the days of the Red Sox having star-studded lineups? Will we ever see that again?
Oh my God, absolutely yes. When Teal,
Casas,
when Mayer comes up, when Anthony comes,
our mediocre farm system matures.
No, not mediocre. Oh, no way, not mediocre at all. They have these 3 kids are going to be stars. There's no question.
Oh, Tim, you're right. It is a mediocre, but they do have a number of top-notch prospects. Those 3 guys he just rattled off, Anthony, Mayer, and Teal, are considered going to be good major leaguers.
Go into the ballpark and look at it. Freddie Lynn, Jim Rice, Dewey Evans, Rick Burleson. Big Poppy. Those days, the Nomar. It's a bunch of freaking
Nomar. Can we get to the
World
Series here?
Pedro.
I'm talking about stars. We don't have any. They don't freaking give me some stars. I'll start going to the games again.
Okay. Well, you have season tickets, so you should probably you have tickets. Russell, can you look, Russell? Obviously, the mistakes we know. Mookie Betts. I can't say Mookie Betts anymore. It's just ridiculous. But don't you think this franchise is headed in the right direction?
I would say overall it is, in the sense that, to Tim's point, look, I think they're going to start to spend again. My issue is, they've got this cart before the horse thing going on, where they're saying, well, we have to wait for these young guys to come up for the team to start playing better to spend more. And I'm like, well, you could also spend more so the team gets better, and that these young guys are coming into a team with a really solid foundation, right? I think they're cheaping out. Like, I think in the old days, Timmy's right. They would have spent and then said, when Teal and Anthony and Meyer are ready to come up,
when Bogart shows up,
team.
right? Yeah, when Bogart
join our great team.
We sprinkle Bogarts in, right? We sprinkle this person in. Hey,
exactly.
This star. The second half of the season, we're adding him to the lineup, and he's gonna. Not like we're sitting back waiting for Bobby Orr to show up. You know what I mean?
And who's to say the team might deteriorate in the interim while we're waiting for these guys?
Scotty,
I think he's doing great now, but who's to say forever?
But I think they're in the right direction, and they have money. It's not like they're a mid-market team who doesn't have money. So look, here's the thing: if these sons of don't start spending money in the next 2 years, then just pack it up, end it. Like, I see no reason to watch anymore at that point in time.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I'm there already, Russell. I'm there.
What are they doing with all our money? Like, what are they doing with all of our money?
Montgomery, like I said last night or 2 nights ago, had they signed Montgomery, this team would look very balanced right now, pitching wise. You'd be putting some guys in correct positions, people who are starting, putting them in the relief. And this would be a very positive outlook for actually this year, 24. and you could have got Montgomery on the cheap with no commitment.
Yep.
Well,
they
you
wouldn't
made
do
a
it.
good
They
point
wouldn't do it.
earlier today. I thought that all these teams, no one seems to be spending this offseason. No one was opening up the wallets, and it might be that the Red Sox and the Yankees, the Dodgers aren't in this boat, but that Bally TV contract where they went bankrupt. Are they going to see their TV money? All these, what is it, like 18 teams?
Yeah, there's
They
a
might
big
not
fear.
have TV
I
money.
never thought about that, Joe. How much money are we talking there? Billions?
All their local TV.
All their local TV money. They're basically producing. A lot of these teams are producing their own games now, and then just throwing it out there on MLB TV and stuff. And then just it's a huge problem, and of course it's fear. You get the NBA signing these billion-dollar contracts for TV, and Major League Baseball wants to know where they fit.
You just see today, TNT might lose. They're pretty much gonna lose the NBA contract to NBC.
Yeah, NBA just NBA and NFL just rakes it in when it comes to TV contracts. All right,
And
well,
now you throw Amazon into the picture, and you throw the
Well,
streaming.
the
things into
streaming
the picture.
services just haven't generated enough so far. They'd like
Right.
to, but then it's not going as fast as they thought it
this is
would.
people
But
like
it's going to though. It's going to though.
people like Timmy
They've been saying that for 10
streaming-
years, though,
We're
Tim.
streaming in improper ways that are costing. It's the reason why
Yeah, they're not going to make any money
They can-
streaming on
you need to
sports
stop
screen.
that, Timmy. I really just stop. Before we leave the Red Sox, how funny is it that the Red Sox, Breslow and Kennedy, are so pathetically wimpy that they refuse to be able to fire all the 5,000 vice presidents they have. So they had to hire a consulting to come in. And,
You know what I thought of when I read that movie Office Space when the two consultants come in, right? What exactly do you do, Mr. O'Halloran? Well, I play an integral part of this organization.
We go to lunch a lot.
I mean, Russell, isn't it?
Where's my stapler? Where's my stapler?
Yeah, you've dealt with consulting groups before. They're basically they're the ones, the outsiders who are there to fire everybody.
Yeah, it certainly seems like they're relying on external forces to make the decisions that they should be able to make.
Because they don't want to be the execution.
Yeah.
So they'll let someone else do it.
The consultants said.
But over the years, redundancies build up and build up and build up, and eventually they have to be attended to. And
I mean, couldn't
Red Sox are top heavy with management.
Couldn't Theo spend 2 weeks looking?
Light.
Couldn't Theo spend 2 weeks looking at the organization and tell these guys what to do?
Yep.
Like,
get lost.
2 weeks, take him 2 days. He'd be able to walk in and the guy,
Well, he probably took one look and went and told John Henry, get an auditor in here and clean house in that place.
Oh my God, there's so many guys. Look, I walk by there every day. I just see so many guys with coffee and donuts, and it looks like they don't have a worry in the world, and if you don't even know what they do. They literally
every one of those management guys that they let go, they could hire 20 scouts. They pay scouts and those kind of guys nothing, and that's what gets you the great minor league system.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got to go to the Boston Bruins, and we always go with Timmy first. All right, Timmy, the expectations are that they should beat the Maple Leafs. The expectations grow when the Maple Leafs' best player isn't playing. And at one point, their other best player, Matthews, isn't playing, and Nylander wasn't playing. You have to win tonight, don't you? Because the last thing you want to do is go to a Game 7.
Well, I don't know. We seem to have Toronto's number. I was there when we were down by 2 or 3 to Toronto with like 3 minutes to go when we came back. We see. I mean, there might come a day where the Canadians had the Bruins number forever, and then the Bruins finally broke through. But we do seem to have Toronto's number. But the freaking 2 shots in the first, the whole game felt like, oh, you're gonna get that puck, or you want me to get that puck? In the meantime, a Toronto guy comes in and takes the puck. They were literally like, I watched them in that first game. I was there. They were working their balls off. They were beating the Maple Leafs to every puck. They were forechecking like rabid dogs. It was like I was watching a different team the other night. I don't know what happened. It's crazy how a psych can come over an entire team. It happens all the time, but I do believe we are the better team.
Joe,
I do believe we have better goaltending, even though their goalie played his freaking balls off the other night. The Bruins had some serious. There were a couple plays where an inch either way, the Bruins were walking away with the W. Right before Toronto scored in overtime, we had a spectacular chance.
Yeah, that was a good start to the overtime period.
Oh my God. Hockey is a crazy sport. It's a crazy sport. It goes off a skate. It hits the post. It doesn't go in. It's one of the craziest sports out there where the best team does it all. I do have faith the Bruins are going to pull this off, though.
Russ, if the Bruins fail again to get out of the first round, is Montgomery gone?
Probably not, but I'm with. They're going to win the series. I don't know if they're going to win tonight or they're going to win Game 7, but they're going to win this series. They're the better team. Toronto's we're Toronto's daddy. I'm not that worried. But will Montgomery be gone? I don't know. Like, is this his fault? I didn't love him changing the lineup and putting Grzelcyk in the other night. That didn't make any sense to me, and it came back to haunt them.
You know what's crazy though, Russ? I saw Grzelcyk made a few spectacular plays in that game.
Did he? Yeah, I mean, you saw the game closer than I did.
There were several plays where I said, "Wow, that was a good play." I mean, he got burnt at the end.
Yeah.
Joe, do we need more production, or we need any production from Coyle? I mean, why doesn't Coyle score goals?
No, sometimes he does. Sometimes he's a streaky guy. I just want to see that team come out like they did in Game 4 in Toronto, when they got the 3 goals in the first period and had the entire Toronto crowd booing the Maple Leafs off the ice between the first and second period. They won every puck battle, to Tim's point earlier, where they weren't winning the puck battles last game. That Game 4, they were winning every puck battle in that first period. Every time we went in the corner, they came away with it. And they continued all game long, even to the second, third period. They were getting to the puck first and keeping the puck.
Hey, Timmy, if we had Maroon during that Stanley Cup final against the St. Louis Blues, I'm pretty sure we win the Cup.
He was on the Blues that year. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, he was on the Blues?
He won the Cup. He was the guy that was beating up our defenseman.
He's slow. He is slow.
But
I was watching him. He's out of shape. I was watching him trying to back check it. Looked like me trying to back check at this point.
But he's tough.
But when he hits, he's like a freight train coming through. No, yeah. I like him, but his lack of speed can be a detriment out there sometimes. On the back check.
Yeah.
It can hurt you sometimes.
All right. Well, the game's ready to start, so we'll wrap this up. Predictions tonight and the series. We'll start with Russell.
They win tonight. Win the series. Let's go beat Florida.
Okay. Joe?
I'm with Russ all the way. 3-1, they win tonight.
Oh, wow. Timmy?
Same here. Bruins win tonight.
Yeah.
Swayman's in net, I imagine, right?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, they lose this series. They choke it up again. They absolutely choke it up. Again,
I'm going to do a bunch of laundry
it's
right now.
two different teams, Scotty. Last year's team was a veteran team. It was a much worse thing. This is a bunch of young. Half the team is young guys.
Okay, but that's fine.
Tim's
Whatever.
You really are you are such a pain in the ass. You really are, with the whole Alex Cora thing. The Bruins, they're a bunch of clowns.
Scotty.
What?
Who's the kid you met there?
Duran today.
Did it seem like you were talking to someone younger than your own kids?
Oh yeah, this one. Oh yeah, no, yeah, Jaren's.
But
Yeah,
isn't it amazing when you meet them in person, you realize they're just kids.
just
They're
babies,
kids.
babies.
Babies.
I know,
Babies.
babies. Oh my God, yeah.
That's what I was shocked with when I met all the Bruins players. They're like I was just coaching kids like them, you know.
And they brought in 3 younger guys since then, Tim. Lowry, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna have lots
Oh.
to talk about. The Bruins have got a free pass in this town for too long for being the chokers
Oh
that they
boy, here
are,
he goes.
and they're
Here
gonna
he
lose
goes.
this series against the Maple Leafs, and
But there's
Find
one
out.
team that's a worse choker in the NHL than the Bruins, and that's the Maple Leafs. So they're gonna beat them.
Yeah.
all right, well, we'll see. But
They
look, I'm
are the
rooting for
choke.
him.
They are the chokers of chokers.
I'm rooting for him. And oh wait, the doorbell's ringing. Al's at the door, so.
Oh God, this is so pathetic.
All right, that's our show.
The whole gang stopping in to say hi before they go to
Absolutely.
Scotty, you know how they can put a picture on a gravestone? That's what we're putting on your gravestone. That picture with Al.
You mean so that replaces the Heim picture?
That's the one with Heim
No.
like 2 years ago. The Heim one was
The
beauty too.
famous reach around picture.
Yeah.
All right, that's our show for tonight. I want to thank the fellas. Please check us out on our website at thegrandstanders.com and tune in again next Thursday night at 7 o'clock for another edition of Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman. Have a